Hi, it's Sunday and it is time for my mental health vlog. The line above my head is made of Funkos. Those are all my Disney Bad Girl Funkos, and I finally got them up this weekend, and I think with that and the curtains I just put up, my office is done. That's a fun feeling. And at the same time, I feel like it looks like a 12-year-old girl's room. I think the curtains that I've picked are a little too colorful, and that's weird for me to say that something is too colorful, but it gives off a very teenage girl vibe along with the color of this room, so I've got to maybe rethink my curtains. Last week I talked about some passive aggressiveness that happened after Thanksgiving, and I was so happy to find out that the source of the passive aggressiveness was a misunderstanding in a post that was made, that I made, about having a turkey sandwich at the Thanksgiving night, and how the turkey sandwich is always the best part of Thanksgiving for me because I love a fucking turkey sandwich. But I feel like my future mother-in-law saw that as I didn't have time at Thanksgiving. I didn't have a good time at Thanksgiving. I didn't enjoy being there for Thanksgiving, and to me, I just wanted the sandwich, which I'm really glad kind of came up in conversation, because it gave us the chance to really, kind of iron that out. Like, look, that sandwich had nothing to do with the actual day of Thanksgiving, and I told them that I'm always incredibly appreciative of everything that they do. They have taken my son and I into their family as their own, never treated us as anything less, and I'm just really relieved that it came from a misunderstanding. And I think we all learned as a collective family that if something is bothering you, or you think something is being said that's about you that may not be about you, seek clarification, because it can eliminate a lot of unnecessary hard feelings. So, and in trying to reunite the family, my future mother-in-law has a friend who has a son who is just about a year younger than my son, and he is autistic and very much on the spectrum. And so the little boy really bonded with my future mother-in-law, and she wanted him to meet my son, so we went over really early on a Saturday morning for French toast and bacon, and it was my fiance, myself, and my son, and this little boy and his parents, as well as, grandma and grandpa. So it was actually a really nice brunch. It gave us a chance to hug out a few things that we had, we needed some hugging at that point. And my son, of course, he didn't want to go. I don't want to go. Am I sick? Can I stay home? If I have like the plague, can I stay home? So I told him, I'm like, you're going. You'll have fun. You're going. Because he's that pre-teenage age where he just doesn't want to do anything, go anywhere, have any kind of expectations or responsibilities. I love my little shit. So anyway, brunch was really nice. Speaking of my little shit, we had some friends over last night for dinner and to hang out and whatnot, and they are a same-sex couple, and they've been thinking about adoption for a while. So I and my ex did our adoption in a different state other than Texas. So I don't have a whole lot of insight as to the process in Texas. We did start the process of working with another agency to adopt a second child in Texas, but that agency went under and we lost a lot of money, which was very unfortunate. But as I said last week, everything happens for a reason, and a divorce with one child is hard. A divorce with two would have been even harder. So, but I told them all of my joyous stories. I told them all of my horror stories. I'm like, I'm going to tell you what it's like to be a parent, or I'm going to tell you what my experience is like as a parent, the good and the bad, going through the processes, the thoughts that I had, the the plans that I had that changed because of things that I learned. So I gave them, you know, the full gambit, and I think they were very appreciative. One thing I didn't think about last night, because it was the four of us sitting on the couches just talking about the adoption, was I really hope that this doesn't make my fiance uncomfortable, because he wasn't part of that, and that was a pretty big point of my life. So I worry sometimes that I talk a little too much about it, and that he might feel left out or neglected if that's if that's the focus of the conversation. I should ask him about that. I'd rather ask him than worry. The friends that we had over last night, you know, we're play friends. So today, well, aside from being absolutely exhausted today, we talked about, you know, some feelings and analyzation and just trying to figure things out, because we're continuing to learn what works for us and what doesn't. And, you know, my fiance said that when, you know, I may not be giving him as much attention as he would like when we're with other people. So, you know, it's good to learn the things like that and to figure out as we go, you know, what works for us, what doesn't work for us, what do we need to do better and different. And any couple that's moving in the direction of playing with other people, you know, that's a really critical aspect, is you've got to analyze everything. You've got to talk about your feelings. If there's any feeling of neglect, or if there's anything that can be construed as a need not being met, then you've got to communicate that, because if not, you'll just harbor it. And that won't be healthy for anything. In order for a sex-positive relationship to work, you've got to be 100% open to communicate your feelings and receptive to, you know, your partner's feelings as well, and what they need and don't need, or what they need or they need more of. So I'm really happy that we are able to have those kind of communications without any judgment. He made a comment about something today that he was needing more of, and then he apologized for being needy, and I'm like, stop, you're not being needy, you're expressing a need that you have that's not being met. That's not being needy, that's being communicative, which is what we do. It's the cornerstone of our entire relationship. And communication is really critical to us, because there's things that I do that annoy him still, and, you know, and vice versa. So we continue to have to remind ourselves that one thing I have to remind myself of is, if he is doing something that I don't like or it annoys me, that's my problem, not his. Remember that. But if he is interested in growing or changing in that aspect, I'm happy to give him feedback. So there's a fine line, you know, between communicating what you need, but making sure that what you're communicating isn't a you issue, it's a them issue. So it's a fine line, it's a juggle, but good advice on both sides. A couple weeks ago, my son said, if I give you $10, will you charge this thing to my game for $10 on your debit card? Sure. So I did. And when I did that, I put my name on my email address on the account. Well, and I got my emailed receipt, all that kind of good stuff. Well, this week I got a couple more emailed receipts. And the credit card number, the last four of the credit card number on the receipts wasn't mine. So I asked my ex, I'm like, hey, do you have a credit card that ends in these four numbers? He's like, no, but that's your son's debit card. Okay. He's like, what did he buy now? I'm like, uh-oh. So evidently he spent about $75 this week on different online games. So a conversation was absolutely had when he came down for dinner about, you know, you are absolutely allowed to spend your money how you want to spend your money. But we talked about, you know, responsible spending, irresponsible spending, impulse buying. I talked about some of the issues that I have with impulse buying, like Temu and Amazon are dangerous as hell for me. I don't buy expensive things, but the little things, they do add up. And I'm fully aware that I have to reel that in sometimes. So it was a conversation that needed to be had. And I have a group chat with me, my fiance, my ex, and his whatever, and it was the first time that I'd sent a message to the group chat that we had made since our conversation, and we made the amends. So I'm actually excited to actually start using that to communicate. I'm like, hey, this is what we talked about, this is what's happening, we need to keep an eye on this. Yes, he's allowed to make these purchases, but if it gets out of hand, we have to step in. So we've done that. We'll see how it goes. Spotify Wrapped Week. That was fun. It tells you like your listening percentages and who your top artists and what your top songs are this week. And I am in the top 8% of listeners worldwide, which tells me I play way too much music. But I literally have it on all the time. Like I have it on while I'm at work, I have it on in the car, I have it on while I'm doing my embroidery stuff. I love listening to music. I hate silence. So that didn't surprise me. And I was in the top 1% of listeners worldwide who was a fan, whose top fan was Glee cast. Oh, don't judge me. So I think that Ryan Murphy should send me a card and thank me for the hundreds of dollars I'm sure I made him this year on Spotify, because that totally, you know, I'm the 1%. Eat the 1%. Giggity. I finally set up a personal Instagram account this week because I had one for FD Designs, which is my embroidery studio stuff, and I've got one for Burley Bottom Designs, which is my adult novelty brand. And I was carrying on a lot of personal conversations on these two sites, and I'm like, you know, I really should treat these differently, and I really should have an individual Instagram page instead of just for the shops. So I know I'm like 15 years late to Instagram, but here I am. I finally have a personal Instagram account. And I don't think I'm going to use it as heavily as I do my Facebook, but it is nice to have a different forum, a different audience that has a different tone to it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. My shoulder has really been bothering me to the point where it hurts to pick things up. And this kind of came on really quick because it bothered me several years ago when I went to physical therapy, all that kind of good stuff. But it's like, it's right here, and it's not just, it's gotten to the point now where it's not just when I move it that it hurts. I'll just be sitting there and it'll hurt. So I'm thinking if that doesn't fade away, or I can't take care of it with some stretches, which I've been doing some of the stretches that I learned in physical therapy, that I'm gonna have to go back and see a doctor about it. Because, you know, you reach a certain age, parts just don't work as well as they used to, and they have to be replaced. And I'm really hoping that's not the case, but I think it might be. I got really good feedback at work this week, which I don't get a whole lot, because my boss is, it's not bad, it's just she doesn't do a whole lot of praise. And I've been working on a project for a while. That's a pretty big project, and the business kept scaling it back and changing what they wanted, and it was you know, it turned out to be not nearly the big project that I wanted it to be, so it was a little bit smaller, but it's still very, very effective. And the developers finally got done with it, and I was able to go through and test it, and I found some things that they needed to change, and I had them make those changes. And my boss, she's like, I haven't had the opportunity to be as involved in this project, so I'm really excited to see it. So I gave her the testing script that I created, and she was going through it, and then she called me with some questions, and then she said, "This is amazing. You have done an outstanding job on this, and you deserve congratulations for this project." And that was really nice, because I don't really get that. Like, yes, it was a great project. Yes, it's amazing. Yes, it looks great. And to me, that means that the developers did a great job. But she was like, you know, your logic here is great. This is a great idea over here. This was really, really smart. This is going to be easier for the users. And it was just all feedback that I mean, it was the goal, but it was really nice to get that feedback from work. So, yeah, that was a warm fuzzy for me this week. I really did enjoy that. My boss is cool too. Like on Thursday or Friday, what day did we have the storm? I think it was Thursday. My boss is like, "Hey, like 3 o'clock, Starbucks is having their 50% off drink sale. You should go get a coffee." I'm like, okay. So I went and got coffee and came back. So I think this time of year, because I think this week we have Cab sign off, and then next week we have our last release of the year, and we don't have another release until the second or third week of January, and I'll be on a cruise when that happens. So, or at a cruise, and we're preparing for that. So, holy crap, the cruise is right on the corner. Woohoo! Yeah. I forgot what I was saying. It's happening a lot lately. We did a little Christmas shopping today, pick up a few things for the house because we're done with some of the rooms that we've been working on, and we're realizing we have nothing to put in this corner. It looks naked. We have, nothing to put here. It looks naked. So we don't want to fill up the house right away, but we did go pick up a few things today and found some really good sales on some stuff. And we got some more Christmas decorations because we went to Michael's to get something in. Their Christmas decorations were 60% off. Okay. I can afford 60% off. Still need to find a new white tree to replace this one for next year, but that's probably going to be an after Christmas thing. I think that's all I've got this week. It's been a good week. It's been an exhausting week. It's been a long week. But really good week. And I think we're going to go, and I honestly think we're going to go be vegetables for the rest of the night, and I'm okay with that. So, sorry, car pulled up in front of the house and stopped, but then they turned. Check with your friends. Make sure they're doing okay. Have you made your Christmas list yet? Do you not want your friends to buy you anything for Christmas? If you've got friends that you think is going to buy you something for Christmas, but you don't want to exchange gifts, please let them know. I love you. Please don't buy me anything for Christmas this year. A hug is all I need. Unless your family send money. I am a size medium to large Home Depot gift card. My mom's like, what do you and your son and your fiance want for Christmas? And I'm like, Home Depot gift card. She's like, well, I want to get you something, it's not a gift card. I'm like, okay, I got it back to you. So, check on your loved ones, see how they're doing, see what they want for Christmas. If it's family and you like them, you should probably consider buying them something for Christmas. My sister's gift is on the way. She's going to get it earlier, and it's not going to be marked for Christmas. It's going to be a really nice surprise when she opens it up. It will make her happy, and I'm all about making my sister happy. Check on yourself. What do you need? I need another nap. Just woke up from a nap. I need a nap. I have done an amazing job this year of focusing in on how I'm feeling, areas where I need to focus on growth, or areas that I need to change, or whatnot. So really focusing on yourself and seeing what you need. I say it every week. If you do it, you'd be amazed at how your life changes. Like that line, that song from the Princess and the Frog song, once you find out who you are, you find out what you need. It's amazing how accurate that line is. It's very astute. All right, guys. I hope you are surviving the holidays. I know the holidays can come with some stress, so I'm glad you're surviving the holidays. Make sure you keep track of how you're feeling and what you need, and I will check in with you guys next week.